Yo, what's up? Medkit here, and today, Predecessor dropped some highlights of Countess, the next hero coming to Predecessor. I watched this video a dozen times already, and I want to show you some details that you may have overlooked and what I discovered after watching this video in super slow-mo. Let's go.
Tried my best just to catch a fucking smile, but for now I see myself ain't hitting the 35. Been awake 4 days.
The first thing I want to mention is that it seems she retains most, if not all, of her kit from Paragon. I'm gonna quickly go over them one by one. We still see her Shadow Slip, and she even returns to her image here and here. We do not, however, see an instance where she gets stunned before returning to her image in this highlight video. Her Shadow Slip gave her the identity of misdirection. At 22:15 into the match, we can see this red timer indicating how long she has until she can return to her after image. 2 seconds later, she gets hit with a Rampage Rock, but as you can see, she's got Spellbreaker equipped, which cancelled out the rock. Now, if only the Fae reacted quick enough to break this bubble beforehand, if the bubble is popped, Countess would have been hit by Rampage's rock, and we could have possibly seen what the Countess does next. Does she get stunned and can't return back to her image, or will she actually be able to return to her image even though she's stunned? That would have been huge. I don't know if you remember, but that was Countess's biggest weakness in Paragon, competitively speaking. The number one reason why she was picked less and less was the fact that she cannot return to her image when she gets hit with crowd control abilities immediately after shadow slipping to her target. Back in December 2017, a lot of competitive players agreed that allowing her to return to her image would fix her, and I 100% agree. Moving on to her Dark Tide and Blade Siphon. At 16:55 into the match, she Dark Tides both Narbash and Rampage, dealing 242 and 273 damage respectively. Both Dark Tide and Blade Siphon are at level 4, Combustion did not activate here, and a few seconds later, she Blade Siphons Narbash, so it seems like her Dark Tide is still her go-to primary source of damage. Cool. At 17:15 into the match, we first see her iconic ultimate, Feast. Nothing really big I noticed here. And now for what you've been waiting for, her passive. What on earth is the passive? It has stacks, but of what? Throughout the match, we see that it's always at 10 stacks, except for one moment in the video, and it's at the very beginning. At the very beginning of the video, we can see she's at 9 stacks. It's not obvious right away about what conditions she met in order to get these stacks, but let's see what we can come up with. As you know, Countess can be a very snowbally hero. She is a magical burst assassin, and as an assassin in Pred, her main job is to maneuver around, get in, delete squishy targets, get out. Pretty consistent with the other two assassins we have in the game, Kalari and Feng Mao. They maneuver around, get in, delete their target, get out. The moment we see her kill Narbash, Countess got her 10th and final stack, so it's possible her stacks has something to do with slaying targets. But that theory won't really work because she only has 8 hero kills and 10 stacks. So now the question is, where did the other two come from? And the even bigger question is, what do these stacks do anyway? More damage? More magical pen? Lower cooldowns? Something happens when she's at full stacks? Well, there is one thing I noticed in the video that would give us a clue. Have you noticed how Countess is constantly healing despite not equipped with the Life Binder item, nor when using Blade Siphon? She's Omni-Vamping. It's Omni-Vamp, isn't it? At max stacks, she gets Omni-Vamp. To me, it makes sense. She's weak early game, needs something strong for late game, she's a vampire. It's gotta be it, but that's just my speculation. Omni-Vamp at 10 stacks. We still won't know for sure until they show us her abilities, but her passive has got to do something with killing targets and getting heals for it, like a vampire. I'm hyped for Countess, one of my all-time favorite heroes from Paragon. But that's enough out of me. I want to know what you think. Are you hyped? Leave a comment below. Leave a like if you haven't already. It helps me make more content like this. If you like my content, consider subscribing. It helps me out a ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next Predecessor video. Medkit out.